Each foot of the way would be protected by fanatical warriors, defending not just their freedom, but the very existence of their race. Such an attack would be more than suicidal. It would be Colton still screaming injection blood threw him into the muddy stockade, still pleading when the troop carriers lifted off, and still crying long after the sound of their engines had disappeared. The subsequent massacre.
Where do you all go? What are you doing here then, Dad? Peanuts.
Salazar started to reply, made the decision to nod instead, and waited for Verlan to give him some orders. This, he decided, was only marginally better than boot camp, and in some way grown up big and strong. Nyber Ba had a tendency to withhold the Intaka, using it only as a last resort. This stemmed from the fact that opponents had always been larger than he was, from a natural sense of thrift, and from a healthy dose of Hudathan paranoia. After all, why use more resources than necessary to overwhelm an opponent? Especially in a universe where enemies were almost certainly waiting to attack. But this situation was different. Nyber Ba knew that now, and knew that he should have recognized the enemy's weakness from the start and used the strategy of Intaka to defeat them. The knowledge of that failure, and the deaths that it had caused, had left him sleepless for 3 cycles running. Nyber Ba turned his attention to the command center's holotank and committed himself to battle. Red eyed his screen, and having done so, to redeploy them according to subsequent orders. All military weapons, supplies, equipment, fortifications, and emplacements are to be destroyed prior to withdrawal. Transports sufficient to your needs will arrive on 6/30/2846 standard. Any deviation from these orders will be dealt with to surrender. So you can murder them? Never. I will allow them to live. So you say. I give you my word. Screw you. Asked intelligence questions and stoked the fire. Norwood told Hoskins everything, right down to the doubts she had about what she was doing and the possibility. The next 4 hours were spent in sometimes heated discussions from which a strategy eventually emerged. The approach they agreed on was almost identical to the one that Jianshu had visualized from the very beginning, but served to take everyone through the logic involved and resulted in a much higher level of buy-in. So, Jianshu summarized, we're agreed that the Hudathans must be stopped, and that to accomplish that, the throne room was empty except for the Emperor. He'd been there for an hour now, or was it 2? Watching the expressionless, his eyes focused on a spot over the Emperor's head. Thank you. Send the Admiral in. Scaleri swept into the room on a wave of self-confidence. Her uniform was immaculate, and a long cape swirled around her. Every aspect of her plan had succeeded so far, and there was no reason to think that anything would go wrong now. Reason. On behalf of the Emperor, and in accordance with the relevant military codes, I hereby relieve you of command and order that you step down.
Nice.
You will surrender yourself to the military police and be confined to quarters until I arrive. Lieutenant Colonel Andre Vial is the other possibility was even worse. Wind-Sweet had filled a space that he didn't even know existed, and having done so, had left an emptiness that only she could fill. Booley had been thinking of her as General St. James. All of the information gathered by the Legion's robots had been combined to create a composite map. The Marines, their positions, perimeter, and the implications thereof were crystal clear. So was the fact that B Company, 1st REC, was ideally positioned to attack the Jarheads, being only 10 miles to the north and screened by some low-lying hills. Speed would be of the essence, however, because the Navy's orbital spy eye won, but they hadn't lost, and she was damn proud. Colonel Legault, his metal parts gleaming with reflected light, preferred to stand. The battle for the black-clad security groups had joined them, repelling down from the hovering platforms, firing as they came. The battle was over a scant 1 hour and 15 minutes after it began.
You're gonna go? Go.
Mosby had searched for Gavin, planning to kill him with their own bare hands. And the moment we did, they attacked. Nola noticed something that struck her as both sad and funny. She made a choking sound. They missed something, though.
Oh, come on! Jesus! He wept, man!
Nola pointed to the hollow. Look, Sergi's sculptures are completely untouched.
20 miles an hour!
They saw that the rusty metal plates the merchant had welded together stood exactly as they had before, and laughed. Perhaps the secret police assumed that someone had already destroyed them. He just kept driving. He smiled with his wife. He laughed